In front of us we can see one of the small orchards planted by the London Orchard Project. This is in North London. There's about 30 trees here. They were planted earlier this year in March. This is the end of May, about a week left of May. So they were planted, let's say March, April, May, about 3 months, just under 3 months ago. And earlier in the year we took some photos and videos when it was just branches without any leaves on. And as we come to the end of spring and summer's coming along, today's a cold windy day, although the last few weeks have been warmer. We see that all of the trees have got leaves and branches. There are lots of different types of apples here, a few types of cherries, a plum, damson and some gauges. Some of the trees have got fruit on them. One of the trees still has some flowers on them. Most of the trees are just leaves and branches in this first year. Hopefully next year more of the trees will have flowers and subsequently fruit. So the tallest tree in this orchard is the one in front of us now. Is a green gage, and the second tallest trees are plums and another gauge. There's one quince tree in the distance there, right in the middle of the shot. It's also taller than the cage around it, but the rest of the trees are still completely surrounded by the cage. Some of these apple trees are quite tall, but still, as you can see, not grown taller than the cage around them. The smallest tree over there, you can see, second from the left in the shot now, is a medlar. Now I'm going to walk over and try to show some of the fruit that have grown. This is the tallest tree here. It's a green gauge. It has no fruit this year. The one that does have fruit, this is a plum tree here. Is related to the gauges and the damsons. Now this is the tree with the most interesting fruit this year. It's a gauge, Stella Star Pixie. There's a fruit at the bottom there and a cluster of fruits just here and a couple of fruit higher up. See it there, and one right at the top. Okay, there are no cherries on the cherry trees here. There's two types of cherry trees in this orchard. The other fruit are apples. There's one over here. This is a cone-shaped apple there. There's one there and there's a couple more higher up. It's not a lot of fruit, but at least in the first year you can see how the orchard is promising rewards in the future. This is a Adams Pearmain apple. There's a couple of more apple trees over there that have fruit, and there's one that has flowers. That one in front of us is the only tree that still has flowers, and this is the last week of May. Here it is, a beautiful flower there, and another cluster of flowers in the middle over there. And this is some flowers that hopefully have been pollinated, and the petals have fallen off, and hopefully those ovaries are going to swell up and turn into apples. This is a Dabinet apple. There's another apple tree over there that has some fruit. It's actually on the right. In fact, this looks like just one single fruit here, but it's a nice shape and it's larger than the apple we've seen on the other tree. There you go. All of these apple trees in this orchard seem to have a problem with ants. As you can see, a lot of ants crawling around. This is a sunset variety of apples. There's another apple tree with fruit over there. On the way, here's a pear tree. No fruit, and the flowers are all dropped off. This one here has got even larger apples than the sunset. And there's one there, and there are a few more higher up, as you can see there. The largest one is right at the top there. This variety of apples is a James Grieve, one of the more famous types of apples. Very popular with gardeners. Just a few more apple trees over the edge of the orchard over there, but not with any fruit or flowers. There is a medlar tree over there, which we can have a look. It's quite unusual to have a medlar in an orchard in the UK. It's the smallest tree in the orchard, as it prefers a warmer climate than the other trees. There you go, this is a medlar royal quince, Maspilus royal quince. So medlars are related to pears and quinces, and sometimes as a more tropical type of fruit with a much bigger, more leathery leaf, which is also sometimes called a medlar, that you can find in supermarkets. And before we finish, just want to go over to the quince tree, which is just peeping over the cage there. So it's grown quite large. It's a Quince Cydonia Michis prolific, and if you look at the leaves, they're a bit different from all the other fruits trees in this orchard. All of these trees are in the rose family, so in the end they're all closely related, and it's actually possible to graft a branch from any of these trees onto any of the others, although the closer they are related to each other, the more chance of the grafting being successful. So usually pears and quinces and medlars are grafted together, and plums, gauges and damsons are grafted together, and different types of apples and crab apples are grafted together. But this is just under 3 months after being planted. There used to be a willow maze here for many years before this, and children used to have a lot of fun playing. But this is very interesting, and it would be good to find out how these trees develop as the years go by.